Flight canceled without warning? Bags mysteriously vanished? Get ready for an air travel revolution this summer. The nightmare scenarios that plagued travelers for decades are finally getting fixed in summer 2025, alongside massive route expansions and critical new requirements that could leave you stranded at the gate. Major airlines are completely reshuffling their global networks. Security checkpoints are enforcing long-delayed ID rules, and automatic refunds are now mandatory when flights go wrong. Whether you're planning a quick weekend escape or a dream European vacation, these sweeping changes will affect every aspect of your journey. The days of airline vouchers and endless customer service calls are over, but new hurdles await the unprepared traveler. Stay tuned as we reveal the essential summer 2025 travel changes you absolutely must know before booking your next flight. 1. New airline changes. Summer 2025 marks an unprecedented expansion in international air travel options, particularly across the Atlantic. Delta Airlines is leading the charge with a record-breaking 700 weekly flights connecting America to 33 European destinations. New routes include Atlanta to Brussels and Naples, Boston to Barcelona and Milan, Minneapolis to Copenhagen and Rome, and New York JFK to Catania in Sicily. American Airlines isn't far behind, doubling daily flights to Rome from Philadelphia, and introducing a new daily route from Charlotte to Athens. JetBlue is strengthening its transatlantic presence with new Boston connections to Edinburgh and Madrid, launching May 22, 2025. Beyond Europe, United Airlines will make history with the first-ever direct flights from the US to Greenland, starting June 14, 2025, with twice-weekly service from Newark to Nuuk. Middle Eastern carriers are expanding too, with Etihad Airways adding 10 new destinations in 2025, including service between Abu Dhabi and Atlanta, beginning July 2nd. For West Coast travelers, KLM will introduce Amsterdam to San Diego flights 3 times weekly starting May 8th. These expansions represent airlines' confidence in post-pandemic travel demand, giving passengers unprecedented connectivity options, but also potentially leading to crowded airports and competitive pricing as carriers vie for market share on popular routes. 2. Real ID enforcement. After nearly 2 decades of delays, the Department of Homeland Security is officially enforcing Real ID requirements beginning May 7, 2025. This long-postponed security measure means every domestic air traveler 18 and older must present either a Real ID-compliant state-issued driver's license or identification card, or an acceptable alternative like a passport, to board domestic flights. Real ID-compliant cards are marked with a star, bear, or similar symbol in the upper corner. The Transportation Security Administration has confirmed this deadline is firm, with no further extensions planned. Travelers without compliant identification will face significant delays at security checkpoints and may be denied boarding entirely. Recent TSA data shows only 81% of travelers currently use Real ID-compliant identification, meaning millions of Americans remain unprepared. The implementation will include a phased enforcement approach initially, with additional screening measures for non-compliant IDs rather than immediate boarding denials, but officials stress this grace period won't last indefinitely. For travelers seeking compliance, most states require several forms of documentation including proof of identity, social security number, and 2 proofs of residence. Processing times vary, with some states requiring appointments weeks in advance and physical cards taking up to 3 weeks to arrive after application. 3. European travel authorization changes. International travelers heading to Europe in 2025 need to prepare for significant entry requirement changes. The European Union has revised its timeline for implementing the European Travel Information and Authorization System, ETIAS, now scheduled for the last quarter of 2026. This digital travel authorization will be mandatory for visitors from 59 visa-exempt countries, including the United States, entering 30 European nations. While not technically a visa, ETIAS will require pre-approval through an online application costing €7, free for travelers under 18 or over 70. Applications will collect personal biometric data, passport information, and background details on health, criminal records, and previous EU travel history. Processing typically takes minutes but can extend to 96 hours or longer if additional verification is needed. Once granted, authorizations remain valid for 3 years or until passport expiration, whichever comes first. The system will operate alongside the Entry-Exit System (EES), which begins in October 2025 and will register biometric data at border crossings. Though ETIAS implementation is still over a year away, travelers should stay informed about the timeline, as entry will be denied without proper authorization once enforcement begins. Airlines and cruise operators will verify ETIAS validity before boarding, making pre-travel preparation essential. Liking the video so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for insider travel tips that could save you hundreds on your next trip. 4. Automatic refund rules in full effect. The Department of Transportation's groundbreaking automatic refund requirements are now fully enforced in 2025, fundamentally changing how airlines handle disruptions. This consumer protection measure eliminates the previously cumbersome refund request processes that frustrated countless travelers. Airlines must now automatically issue cash refunds within 7 business days for credit card purchases, 20 calendar days for other payment methods. When flights are canceled or significantly delayed without passengers having to navigate complex claim processes. Significant delays are clearly defined as 3 hours or more for domestic flights and 6 hours or more for international journeys. Refunds also apply when connections are added, departure or arrival airports are changed, or passengers are downgraded to lower service classes. The rule extends beyond just flights minus checked baggage fees, must be automatically refunded if bags aren't delivered within 12 hours of domestic flight arrivals, or 15 to 30 hours for international flights. Ancillary service fees for unused or non-functional amenities like Wi-Fi or seat selection must also be automatically returned. Airlines can no longer default to offering vouchers instead of cash refunds, though passengers may still choose to accept alternative compensation if offered. This regulation shift comes after complaint volumes skyrocketed during and after the pandemic, when many carriers resisted providing cash refunds for disrupted travel. 5. Baggage and ancillary fee changes. Airlines are implementing significant policy changes regarding carry-on luggage and ancillary fees for summer 2025. Air Canada has introduced additional charges for basic economy passengers carrying anything larger than a small backpack or handbag, with fees starting at $25 for the first item and $36 for a second piece when registered during check-in. These fees increase to $46 per item if not declared until arrival at the airport. Meanwhile, budget carriers are moving in surprising directions. Frontier Airlines is introducing first-class seating on all flights by late 2025, targeting affluent leisure customers willing to pay more for comfort while still offering budget options in economy. JetBlue will open its first-ever airport lounges at New York JFK and Boston Logan, featuring cocktail bars, complimentary food, and dedicated workspaces. Access will be available to certain credit card holders, premium class passengers, and through day passes or annual memberships. For loyalty program members, American Airlines is revamping its A-Advantage program to allow mile redemptions for upgrades starting in 2025, functioning similar to cash transactions, but at potentially lower conversion values. These changes reflect airlines' attempts to diversify revenue streams beyond base fares while improving options for premium travelers. However, the Department of Transportation's new fee transparency rules now require clear disclosure of all potential charges during the booking process, making comparison shopping easier for consumers. The summer of 2025 brings unprecedented changes that will transform your flying experience. From expanded route networks, opening exciting new destinations, to the long-awaited enforcement of real ID requirements at security checkpoints, preparation is essential. While European travel authorization implementation has been postponed to late 2026, automatic refund rules are now protecting travelers from the frustrations of flight disruptions. Airlines are also revamping their baggage policies and premium offerings, creating both new opportunities and potential pitfalls. Don't let these changes catch you off guard. Update your identification, research airline policies before booking, and familiarize yourself with your new consumer rights. For the latest updates, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Have you experienced any of these changes already? Share in the comments below. Safe travels this summer. With the right knowledge, you can navigate these changes with confidence.